on another level, killing all the devils. Last time I said it would be the last time. Now try to liberate. I'm on the straight and now. I think I finally found out what I'm here for.
Welcome to the 7513 the podcast. Thank you for joining us wherever. Okay. Yeah. The fans were a little indecisive for a second, but they know what it is. Welcome back to another episode of the podcast, wherever you may be joining us, whether it's Lagos, Nigeria, Maryland, France, Jamaica, what other countries we got? South America, the Philippines,
South America isn't a country,
Tanzania. Oh, what is it?
It's a continent.
Yeah. Okay, you're right.
But I mean, yeah, all of them too.
All of you, wherever you are, thank you for joining us, whether it's through video or audio on the various platforms. We appreciate you for coming in for another episode of the podcast.
Yes, sir.
Yes. And if you are watching, you know, we got some new things for y'all on the podcast. We got some new faces that decided to join us today. So we're going to do a quick round of introductions. But before we get to them, my name is Ike on the mic.
Yes,
nice
sir.
to see you.
Yeah.
And who do we got to the left of me?
And what it do, Bam? It's your boy Tale.
Talele.
I haven't had that sound in ages. I thought it was gone.
Nah, we brought it back just for
Right.
you. And I think it would be a disservice if I allow them to introduce themselves. So I'm going to start with our first guest here today. We have our lovely friend, Marie. Hi, Marie.
Hi.
Welcome to the podcast.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. We're going to ask you like 2 questions. But before we get to you,
Okay.
let's introduce our second guest here, lovely Armani.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
So we really wanted to bring some women on this episode because, you know, sometimes there's a lot of guys on here. We got to balance out the ideas, balance out the atmosphere because we don't know it all. We absolutely don't know it all. We need help, especially with this episode. But before we get into the topic of today, Marie, can you tell the people just 1 or 2 things about you? Who are you? And where do you come from? Where do you hail from? No, it's okay. It's okay.
Where I come from?
Just one thing about you. Anything you'd like to say.
I was born in Philippines.
Okay. Yeah. That's your one fun fact.
Yep.
That's an amazing fact. It's okay.
Pretty darn good.
I was born in basic DC, so I mean that's way different from my fun fact.
I don't think DC is basic.
The capital
you.
of the
Yeah.
nation.
Really?
DC is
Take
like a cool
pride.
city.
A cool city? I don't know. It's kind of weird because when you're there, it doesn't feel like too much, right? When you're around. And when you've lived in the area, it's like, I just been here. But everybody else, they're like, oh, capital.
Yeah.
You know, to this day, I still haven't been in the White House, like to this day. And I've lived in this area.
I haven't either.
You
Most of
should
us-
go. Just
Have you been in the White House?
not actually.
Yeah, I've
Yeah,
never-
I went to that's my fun fact.
Your fun fact? Okay, Armani.
I went to President Obama's inauguration.
Whoa. Really?
So yeah, I won like a poetry writing contest, and it was
wow.
called "The Dream Promotes a Change," and they invited me, and I went. It was like a whole thing. I was in 6th grade though, so
No, it
but
doesn't matter. You met Obama.
No.
Oh.
You were
Yeah,
in the
don't get
same
too excited.
vicinity.
I
Okay.
was in the same vicinity, yes,
Okay.
but we didn't get to meet him. But
Did
he
you get
wrote
to
us
see
a
him?
letter.
Hey,
Yes,
he
I
wrote
have
y'all
a
a
little.
letter.
I have a little letter with the seal on it.
Okay.
That's so
Period.
cool.
That is amazing.
I never met Obama.
Me neither. I haven't met a single president, let alone Obama.
And you were born in D.C.
Yeah. Both of us were born in D.C. I was born in D.C. also.
So I got a lot to learn.
Got to get out more.
Absolutely. So it's good that we had some introductions. If this is your first time on or watching the episode, you know we like to start with, wait, I need a favor from y'all. Can you just put your hands out like this in front of the candle? And we're going to start with our icebreaker.
It's not lit.
No, you just got to
cold.
feel it. You got to
for
feel
real?
it. Do you feel it, Mr.
Got
Krabs?
imagination?
Yeah, imagination.
This feels like fire.
Exactly. So you hear that sound, you know we have to start with an icebreaker. So I'm going to give you all a choice, right? We could either start with a thought-provoking question, or we could start with a nice game. It's up to you all. What do you think? Look at each other, get the answer in your
I let
head.
Marie pick.
Game?
A game?
Game?
Okay.
Sure.
Okay. So the game that we're going to play, I don't actually know the name of it, and we played it kind of one other time on the podcast. So this game is going to test how well we know each other. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to think of a word, any word in your head, all four people, and then on the count of three, we're all going to say the word. The goal is to merge all of those words and to find something in the middle. So the goal of the game is for us to all say the same word by the time we're done. So example, if we all start, I say bike. Let's say it's just me and Tali playing. I say bike and he says sun. I don't know. Our goal is to find a word that merges both sun and bike. Tali, you ready? Tali, you ready?
Sure.
You sure?
Yeah.
I don't actually know. 3, 2, 1. Motorcycle. Okay, beach
Uh-huh. You said
and motorcycle. 3, 2, 1.
Surfing.
Valley.
What?
What is valley?
I don't know. So those words were really hard. We're going to do much, much better with the four of us because we
Great.
have more brain power. But we're going to see if we can get the same word. Okay?
Okay.
Okay? Y'all ready?
So you say 1, 2, 3, and we all pick
We
a
all
random
say a
word.
word. So the first time we go, we're all going to have 4 random words. But let's see if we can all end on the same word. Ready? Okay. 3, 2, 1. Guitar.
Flag.
I didn't say anything.
Okay, we'll
Let's
let you
try
throw.
again. Let's try again.
No, just throw out your word.
Car.
Okay, so I had guitar, car,
Play.
play,
Flag.
and flag.
Oh, wow.
Guitar, car, play, and flag.
This is intense. Okay.
Okay.
You got your word?
Guitar. Car.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
Football.
Shakespeare.
Did you also not say a word?
What did you say?
Let's not talk about it.
No.
Shakespeare.
Shakespeare.
Shakespeare. How do we?
I said show.
I said football.
I was gonna say cruising.
Show, football, cruising.
Let's
We got to look at the issues. We're not looking at each other. We actually have
Okay.
to focus. And so we had Shakespeare, show, football, and you said
I just said anything. Cruising.
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 Football, Shakespeare, cruising, show. Okay, I'm going to wing it.
Okay.
I got your words?
No. All right.
3, 2, 1.
Stay.
Playing out.
Anime. What do you
What?
Hang out.
Play.
say? They're playing again? All right, let's do this.
I'm trying to get us to figure out what we're doing.
We don't know each other enough. That's the issue.
Yeah.
So what we're gonna do, we're gonna split it in 2. So Tali, you're gonna grab a guess. You all are gonna play, and then I'm gonna grab a guess, and we're gonna play. Because 4-way is 2.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Let's do this, Tale.
Okay, Tali and Armani. All right, I'm gonna count you in. 3, 2, 1.
Light.
Ball.
Okay, light and ball. Find something in the middle. You got the word? You got the word?
Yeah.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Sun.
We were close. We were
That
close.
was good.
What was the
Okay.
sun and what?
Star.
Ooh. Find something in the middle that merges sun and star. You ready?
All right.
3, 2, 1.
Solar
Space.
system.
Oh, we were close. Yeah, we're so close.
We're like right there. Let's use the same word.
Okay, y'all
Okay.
ready? 3, 2, 1.
Galaxy.
Universe.
You're
keep
so
missing each other.
close.
I thought we were like going like.
It's
okay.
like a drive-by. Okay.
Okay, let's reel it
Lock
back in. Let's
lock
reel it back
lock
in. Something.
I don't even.
Lock in.
We got this. Think about it. What's
3, 2, 1.
Planet.
we got this.
My goodness.
Yeah, locked in. Good job. Yeah, I'm nervous for us, Maria. I don't know if I can do it. So you're gonna have to
I'm
carry
gonna
the
try
team.
my best.
Okay.
But I said planet. Just I
Oh,
said it in
you
my
were
head.
voting
With
with
the-
it? You were there with
yeah.
it?
So
I wasn't thinking about nothing.
Oh,
Go ahead and count us in, Tali.
all right. 3, 2, 1.
green.
Light.
Excuse me. All right.
I actually had a brain fart because I thought I was counting. So you said green, light.
There's only one
only
word
one
left.
Right,
word.
come on.
We
can all get this
is
one.
pressure. This is pressure. Okay. Let's go.
3, 2, 1.
Traffic.
Stoplight. Oh, it's close.
I said traffic.
Yeah, I said
See?
stoplight.
I promise you.
I know
Light
I'm not
and green.
crazy.
Okay.
The stoplight is red.
I mean, what do y'all call? Oh, it's traffic light, not a stoplight. Okay. So I said stoplight. You said traffic.
Okay.
All right, y'all ready?
I think we should
Simple.
Get
Keep it simple. Keep
Very
it simple.
simple.
Yeah.
Okay, count us in.
3, 2, 1.
Traffic
Road.
light.
What did you say?
This game is actually silly.
Because you said
But you keep saying the word in the next word.
Come on, host.
okay. You said road. And I said traffic light. You said we can't use the word again.
No.
Okay. Okay.
Simple.
Yeah.
This seems simple to me. Count us in.
3, 2, 1.
Stop
Street.
sign.
Y'all need to lock in. Lock in. No, look at each other and lock in.
Trying.
Okay.
We got like 2 more guesses.
Listen.
I'm listening.
Simple.
And what was your word?
I'm about to.
I said stop sign.
And yours?
She
What did I
said
say?
street.
Oh, I said street.
Stop sign.
Small word.
Small word.
3.
This is too much
Y'all ready?
pressure.
It's okay.
You got this. You got
This is
this.
too much
You're gonna get it.
pressure.
3.
Wait,
2.
I don't even know my word.
Then it will just come like that. Come like a rushing wind.
It has to do with everything we just said.
Yeah, I think I got it.
You got it?
This is one syllable.
I have a
one
word.
syllable.
Don't cheat.
I
I
can't.
have one word in my head. That
I'm gonna fail.
Y'all should say it too.
I'm gonna fail. Yeah, help me. If they get it, then the game's over. I just suck.
3, 2, 1.
Car.
Yeah! Let's go! I'm amazing.
I think you needed a little help.
I got it.
Like,
Y'all
come
said
on,
it
we're
too.
all locked in. Here.
I got it.
Good job.
Good job. All right. Yeah, feeling nice and
80
warm.
was dying in the background.
I think I was disappointed in him
Yeah, no, for sure.
amazingly.
Yeah.
You were
Oh,
thinking
man.
so big every time.
That's what I'm saying. Big thinkers.
It's just good.
man.
I like being a big thinker. That works for me.
I
I mean,
respect it.
I get it. But I was like, there's levels to this universe. I was
Like, let's
we didn't
just
even get
reel
the
it in.
galaxy. We didn't get the...
There's levels. But yeah, thank y'all. Y'all feel nice and warm? Nice and relaxed a
little bit
little
better.
bit?
Yeah, I think so.
Because our topic is really deep. Now I'm playing.
Oh.
But hopefully this topic is one that a lot of people, it gets the crowd going and things like that. And funny enough, I think the last time we talked about something similar, it was actually our most popular topic. But we're talking about the realm of dating. Woo! Oh, why that sound so scary?
Ray, this is intense.
It's not supposed to be that
Hey,
intense.
you're making them nervous.
Okay, buddy. So yeah, we're talking about dating, right? Because there's a lot of information that's out there. There's a lot of misconceptions and expectations or whatever. So all we're going to do is just going to have a conversation and see what we think about it, see the different levels and see if we can glean some knowledge from all of us at the same time. So I really just want to start with a simple question. I want to know, like, as you all grew up, I'm going to answer as well. Like, what is your family's disposition around dating? Like, for me, growing up in a Nigerian household, dating did not exist. It was the common trope. You face your book, you don't look at anybody until you graduate college. And then the very next thing is, when are you going to marry? That's it. Nothing in between. No in between is one to the next. Don't look at nobody. Don't smell nobody. Don't even think about it. And then when you graduate college, you can sustain yourself as when are you going to marry? That's the very next thing.
Gotcha.
So I hope my experience isn't the same as you all's as well. So I just want to know so that, we can kind of understand the perspectives that we're all coming from as well.
Ladies first, or
Yeah, let's be
I
gentlemen.
feel like it's very similar. But also I'm the youngest of 6. So I've seen all my siblings like figure it out their own way. And I feel like my brothers were able to date and it was normal.
Right.
But like for the girls, it was different.
And how many brothers and sisters do you have?
So it's 2 boys and 4 girls.
Okay.
oh wow,
Are they like the oldest, like oldest and second oldest?
Kind of. So it's like boy and then girl and then boy. So the
Okay.
2 brothers are kind of up there.
They up there. There's senior siblings. Okay. What about you, Armani?
I think I was allowed to date, but not officially, if you will. So I couldn't really
allowed to
hang
have
out
friends.
with you outside of school. That's like I saw my I can't even say significant
Not at
other.
that
It's like
age.
it's right. It's like my quote unquote boyfriend at school. But my parents were more big on pregnancy, just my dynamic. So it's just like it was don't get pregnant. It was never don't date. It was don't get pregnant at all costs. Whatever you do, avoid pregnancy. Just don't do that.
Yeah.
So I think as long as I could do everything around that and not get pregnant, like
They were
I
okay.
was But then again, like I said, I couldn't go on dates.
Okay.
I could maybe talk on the phone, but then after a certain time, I couldn't talk.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I was allowed to date, but with really
Strict
restrictions.
rules, right?
Yeah,
You're allowed to date
restrictions.
like a child. Say hi to
Yeah,
your
like,
friend.
and it's like, can you call that dating? Because we didn't go on dates. It's just like, hey, we're on the phone. Ooh, see you at school tomorrow. So that doesn't
Yeah, I
really
mean,
count.
romantic.
at that age.
Yeah,
At that
Yeah.
age, that's a lot.
it is. But even in high school, I guess I'll just say yes. I think I was allowed to date, and then the boundaries were kind of put in place as I got older. Like then I had a curfew, and then it
Yeah.
was like, okay, don't do this, but you
Right.
can do that. Oh, you can go to the movies, but you can't.
Right.
I mean, of course, So
Yeah.
I think dating with restrictions.
Okay. Talizi.
Funny enough,
Uh-oh.
we didn't really talk about dating like that. Like,
At all.
we never really had like restrictions or like, yeah, not really. Like, my mom's never like, I think, yeah, kind of like almost like Armani's just like, don't get anybody pregnant. And that was like the extent of it. She never was like, it was never my parents that discouraged dating. It was just like the church we grew up in. So my mom never really like forced it or pushed it. And then my dad, I don't think my dad has never.
Yeah.
Nah.
That's funny. Yeah, I don't know. I can't remember ever having a conversation about dating with my parents at all. Everything is just assumed, right? You get to an age and you
just
figure
know.
it out,
Yeah.
which I actually don't like. So I'm glad we're having this episode for those who are either coming behind us or those who are in that season. Like, we can actually talk freely about it. So with that, there's also different definitions of what dating is. So before we actually get into it, we have to agree what actually is dating, right? Especially in the Christian community as well. Sometimes it is, we don't actually know what dating is, right? There's dating, there's courting, there's marriage, there's everything else before. So yeah, what is dating to you all?
I guess I'll start. Dating, I think it's very intentional, you know?
Yeah.
You know, I ain't gonna be on. I'm gonna be honest. I really think we should abolish the talking stage. I don't believe in that.
Abolish?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't believe in it no more, man. If
Wait,
you
so
are
what does that look like?
like talking?
So what
no,
is
like
talking to
you would just go on a date. And
Like
then,
go on dates, like,
Yeah.
But
like
isn't that
purposely? No, I don't. Think
That's why we
I
have to
don't
get the
think that's talking,
definition.
yeah. I
What
don't
is
think
talking to you, and
What
why
is
should we abolish
It's just
it?
like, all right, maybe you went on like one day and then like you just like cupcake. You just like talking on the phone. You're talking to each other. You're nothing. You're not like exclusive or anything like that.
Yeah.
I feel
It's
like
like this cycle of getting to know each other.
Yeah.
It's like
how long you gonna get to know each other?
I agree.
Get to know each other on the first date and lock in.
Locking is crazy.
But yeah, I really think dating is like intentional. I think some people like to separate it and say like, oh, you can be dating, but y'all not exclusive. I don't believe in that either. I really think, especially in the Christian community, that like, bruh, just like dating is like, you just like, yeah, this my shorty. This like,
That's just shut. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're saying dating, you're going together.
yeah,
That's what you say.
yeah, y'all go together hard. Y'all go
I have a
together.
question about that though.
Go ahead.
Because some people are like, I'm dating and they're going on dates with multiple different people.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so are they exclusive with everybody they're going on a date with?
No.
They just
So like, what do you call that? Is that dating?
They play in the field. You know what I'm saying?
I feel that though. Cause
Nah,
yeah.
I feel what you're saying because a lot of people do call that.
He's like, oh, I'm
I'm
dating.
Who? Everyone. What you mean?
Right.
It's like, nah, you just playing the field, man. Like you gotta like you haven't locked anything in. I don't discourage that because you know you have like a criteria and if multiple people meet it and they approach you or you approach them, I don't know, whatever you want to do it.
Yeah.
I was
Marie,
gonna say,
she
who
like-
has the time?
Right.
to do multiple? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. It's
somebody-
draining.
Like,
There's
It is.
jobless
I
people
feel
out
a lot
here.
of energy.
There's some
like-
people that are jobless.
Yeah. You're giving
You shouldn't be
multiple
dating if
people
you're
like your thoughts, your mind, your
Yeah.
heart. That's a confusion to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with everything y'all are saying. I think, Tali, I'm gonna add some structure to what you're saying because you're making some people feel bad out there.
Don't feel bad.
I think
Just be better. I'm joking.
I think dating. Y'all can tell me if y'all agree. I think dating is the before stage, before you're exclusive, right? You can date somebody and not, you cannot be exclusive, or what's a better word to say that? Be seeing somebody. It goes from dating to I'm seeing someone. Because that's when you've decided that, I'm going to focus on you. We're actually going to build something. To me, dating is kind of like, do we just enjoy each other's time? Do I like you as a person, right? You take somebody on a date, you go somewhere, that is getting to know. So to me, I think dating is getting to know somebody. And then it comes to a point when you have to actually decide, okay, are we going to be exclusive? Are we going to build something serious? Y'all disagree?
I might
You
be
can.
biased.
No, go ahead.
I might,
What's in your mind?
Because I am married, right?
Yes, you are.
And I didn't believe in that. Now, coming from, I
In
think
what? Believe in what?
I didn't believe in like long periods of dating, and thankfully, like my husband didn't either, so it worked out in my favor.
Yeah.
So I'm like, hey, like, what are we doing? Because I had gone on a journey where I'm like I'm minding my business. I'm not dating anyone. Like I was
Right.
just
Focused.
focused. Yeah. So I knew that the next person that came into my life would probably be like my significant other. Now I wasn't willing to jump, be with the person that came into my life or what have you. But the point is, we didn't have a long dating period. I think we went on like 3 dates and we're like, okay, this is it.
Okay.
Like, and they were like 3 back-to-back dates. Like we went on a date Friday, we went on a date Saturday, we went on a Sunday. Here's my boyfriend. And then I know it sounds wild, but
No, that's-
because I feel like, why do you need now? Okay, disclaimer.
Uh-huh.
I am not recommending that. Okay, I'm not saying do that. Let me put that. I'm not recommending that.
That's what works for you.
That's what worked for me.
That's not a
That's what worked for me.
prescription.
Yes, I have to say that because some people are like, oh, he's the one. He may not be. So
Yeah.
let's dial it back.
Are you praying?
Yeah.
Did the Lord tell you?
Yeah. All of that.
We had 3 dates.
But yeah, so I personally, I would say dating for me was, this is intentional. What are we doing? Like immediate courtship. I didn't think we needed to go on like several dates to know that this is what we're doing. Like we had a few conversations.
Yeah.
We talked like, do our values align? Do we know where we're going?
Okay.
Like, do we have the same vision? What are you called to do? What am I called to do? Does
Right.
that align? Like, I think that I was more focused on those things than going on multiple dates to see if I
Okay.
like this person or not.
Yeah.
Because you can date someone for a long period of time and get married and still not all the way like that person, honestly, because people are always changing. Like there's
Yeah.
some things I'm
Block
sure.
it.
Yes, I won't
There
even
it
get
is.
like I'm sure it's some things my husband doesn't like about me all the way. It's some things I may not like about him,
Right.
but we're always changing and we're always growing.
That's
so I
good.
don't think it's like I need to know if I like you first. Like
Yeah.
it's always going to be something you don't like about someone. I don't know.
That's good. Oh, so would you have described dating and courting differently? So when you had those 3 dates,
dating is courting.
Okay.
Okay, I could be wrong about it. I think that dating should be intentional. I think it should be intentional. Like, we are going on these dates because you are someone that I could potentially court and one day marry.
Okay.
I don't believe in like, oh, let me just see if I like this person. Like, if I don't think I'm going to like you, why would I go on a date with you?
Somebody could surprise somebody.
I don't know. I wasn't willing to take the risk.
That's good. And it worked out for you. I'm like, hey, it worked out for you.
Yeah.
What about you, Marie? Do you see a difference between dating and courting?
I think it's just semantics, honestly. And I feel like everybody's like story is a little bit different.
Right.
But I agree, like, if you're agreeing on a date, that means there's already a level of interest, like already a level of like, oh, I think I do want to see if this is something,
Yeah.
But yeah, that timeline is intense. But that's good though.
Yeah, long story short.
It's interesting that y'all say that, because I guess my question is, do y'all see that mindset around like dating, courting, merging in that situation? Can that cause like additional pressure?
Yeah.
Like people who are actually, somebody is trying to see if they like somebody, right? You may like somebody's face or their haircut. You may not like their personality. So where do people actually find out if you actually like them? Because then, especially in the Christian community, it's like, okay, you're dating, it means you're courting. And courting means you're on the path to marriage. So it's like, where do I have a choice to be like, dang, I don't even know if I like you that much.
Yeah. No, there's definitely a lot of pressure. And like, there's a pressure to like know right away.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's always realistic.
I don't think that's ever realistic.
But that's why I believe in friendship in those cases. That's what I learned, I think, like in my walk with Christ. Like, stop thinking that every man is your husband or he could be the one. It's like, let's just be friends. Like, maybe we're just friends. And I think that people can be more intentional about dating as friends, if you will. Like, let's just hang out together. Let's get to know each other in friendship. And then in that just organic friendship, then we can see if we take it to the next step. I don't think that it always has to be like, oh, I think you're attractive. I think you're attractive. Let's go. It's just like, no, let's just be friends.
I agree.
Let's just be friends. So are you guys dating or are you?
No, we're friends and we're getting to know each other.
That makes sense.
And when you have a friend, right? You two are friends. Are you two friends? Okay, so no, seriously, you two are friends, but you hang out with each other, right? So you know things about him. He knows things about you.
Right.
We know things about each other. So there are things that I know that I like, or there are things that you know that you like that I can say, oh, like this may, and then maybe in that friendship we can go to the next step. But I think that friendship should be the foundation before you just go, oh, like, I think you're cute, we should go hang out, or oh, I'm attracted to you, let's go on a date.
I like you. Babies.
Right.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's how people
That
be.
never
I like
ends
you.
well.
We're married.
Where the ring? Oh.
It never ends well.
That's good. Foundation of friendship. Go ahead, Tali.
No, I don't disagree with that. But I think just a counterpoint.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people tend to that's, for lack of better terms, really idealistic. And I think it's like a really good thing. But a lot of people tend to have like the thought like you can't really move out of friendship. Like, a lot of people tend to look for not I'm trying to figure out how to say this.
Take your time, brother. Take your time.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Safe space.
Appreciate that. If like they want it kind of out the gate, like not full on like dating or whatever, but like not really going from friendship to that. I do agree with that, but like, getting to know somebody in friendship and then going, but you kind of have to come in with the thought process of, this person could potentially be somebody. Yeah. And a lot of times in friendship, people don't come with that thought process. So that line,
they compartmentalize.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't really work most often, but it does work in sometimes, but it doesn't work,
Yeah, that's interesting, because my fiance. Hey, Nina. Shout out to you.
My fiance.
We actually didn't like really know each other before.
Y'all went to the same school too.
Son,
Oh, wow.
it was the story is crazy. No, not the same school. We were at the same events, and my brain just never connected that she was a person.
Oh,
Like it just didn't happen. It wasn't until I actually saw her, I was like, oh snap. When I was at that stage one, when I prepared myself, I was like, okay, now I'm actually searching, now I'm looking. And then for some reason I saw her, and then as I got to know her, that's when I realized like, oh snap, we were in the same places or things like that. But mine, it didn't start off as that friendship portion. Like I didn't have the luxury because we revolved in adjacent circles. Like we had some what's the word?
intersection.
Yeah, intersection, overlap of friends and people that we know, but we just never were in the same places really. But it wasn't until then, you know, she was attractive. I shot my shot and everything. But in that process of quote unquote dating, that's when the friendship was actually built. And that was more so my perspective of like, it's very important to be friends with the person. In my opinion, it's very important to be friends with the person that you see yourself spending the rest of your life with. Some people have other priorities. Some people are like, as long as they make money, as long as we believe in the same thing.
Dang.
But as for me, we gotta like each other because I can't be in the same room or the same house with you forever, and we just in a cold war.
Yeah,
like,
Absolutely.
I can't do that. So I definitely think friendship is important. As far as when that happens, it might be different for different people. It may happen in the beginning. It may happen in the dating process. Or like, oh, I really see this person as a friend. But as for me, it happened during the dating process. So yeah, that kind of begs the question, like, what do y'all think should be like the goal of dating? I know we talked about all this pressure, you know,
There's so many layers.
the goal. I think the obvious one is like partly the end goal is like, oh, do I want to marry this person? So let's throw that one to the side, right? What should be the goals of dating? What do y'all think? Or is that the only goal?
I think getting to know someone. If we just getting to know if this person is a candidate for me to potentially marry or for someone else to potentially marry.
Right.
I agree, but I think that only lasts like a limited amount of time. Because then after a while, it's like, how long do I need to get to know you? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
But I think seeing that long term, like maybe not even marriage, but like, can I see myself even with this person? I think is a factor as well. Like, if after a time I recognize that I only like you because you're cute or something,
Right.
like, and our conversations are actually really dry,
Yeah.
then I'm not, like,
Not interested.
why would I want to keep getting to know you?
And I know everything at this point.
Ask you convos. I think one goal is kind of like building off of them is like seeing a person in every situation. Because it's like, yeah, she's cute. Yeah, she got all these joints, but she headbutts holes in walls when she's mad. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Like,
heavy.
Dang. I got some weight to it.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like,
That is insane.
and it's like you, and it's in the dating phase that you want to know about that. That's like
But do you really see that in the
there
dating
you
season?
People
go.
always putting their best foot forward.
Right.
But for how long? If you that's what I'm saying. Like that's the reason why don't date for too long.
Yeah.
Right.
Armani's story is a blessing, and they are so happy, and thank God because I know her husband, I know her. They are great together. Their story is actually like fairy tale.
That's
fun. Literally. That joke's
It's
crazy.
work though. Don't let the
It's
fairies up.
work,
It's
of course.
work. It's
but
work.
the way it started, I just remember it. All that stuff, it was crazy. But
That's my
it's like,
baby.
don't date too long.
Yeah.
But date long enough.
Yeah.
Because you want to have the ability to hit the jetpack, you know what I'm saying? Like escape.
Get out.
And in marriage, it's a lot harder, especially as a Christian, but like if you see it in the dating phase, when I say dating phase, I mean like that's your girlfriend, that's your boyfriend. And you see he punching holes in the wall.
Right. The red flags.
The red flags, exactly.
Yeah.
So I think that's one of the goals of dating, to see the red flags, because nobody's perfect.
Yeah.
And eventually somebody will put their best foot forward, but that best foot is going to come back
Right.
eventually.
Yeah.
So when that junk comes back, it's like, okay, I see this thing. are they willing to change it? Or is it like embedded in them?
Right.
Is it something I could put up with?
Yeah, is it something I can be with?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that's definitely like one of like the goals.
That's really good.
Not to sound.
Go ahead. No.
I was gonna say not to sound super Christian, but I think that's the importance of like having mentors involved early on in the process because they can help you
It's
like
my favorite word.
facilitate those conversations and like see the red flags that maybe you don't see because you're still in that like butterfly space. Yeah, like everything's fun.
Cupcake.
But mentors really help to like, wait, ask this question and that question and have this conversation now. And it might seem like super heavy, but it's actually super, super helpful.
Yeah.
It's not heavy at all. It shouldn't be heavy. If it's heavy,
Right.
I mean, it can be heavy. I think that, man,
balance,
sometimes the Christian community makes it really heavy.
that's true.
Sometimes. And that's why I think one of the goals of dating for me is actually to learn yourself too.
That's so good.
A lot of, especially Christians, you don't date that often because you're not out here trying to waste people's time. So in the dating season, you're also learning what you like and what you don't like, your own habits,
Your own weaknesses.
your own weaknesses as
Dang,
well.
your old red flag.
No, right? They come into the surface.
Yeah.
And you're like, wait, whoa.
Where
Am I
did
the
this come
issue?
from?
Like, I thought I was perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, girl, that part. that was me getting married. Seriously, I'm like, what? Like I did all this work, like I have it all, and then all this stuff. I'm like, wait a minute, like you're the problem, not me.
No, literally.
Oh,
No, but that's not real. What I'm saying, I'm learning like accountability. Like, oh, maybe I do need to correct this behavior, or maybe like you sit with yourself, and that's the problem with being like I don't want to be offensive, but being single too long, honestly.
Yeah.
Like when you sit, and I felt like I was just saturated in this singleness season. Like it's just me and God, we're doing our thing. And it was great. But I think what that season did to me is it made me feel like I had it all together. So then when I got married and my husband started like calling me out on things, I'm like, what do you mean? Like me and Jesus, like we're locked in. Like I've been pure. Like I've been keeping my, like you need to be doing all of this. And it's just like, it's just so unrealistic because we always have work to do. And I do think either you learn that in dating or you learn it in marriage. But even if you date and you get to know yourself, your spouse is going to like really bring up some things that you didn't even know were there. Like me, I'm so easygoing, chill. Like I didn't know what our angry Armani looked like. Like honestly, I did not know how I expressed my anger. Like, because no one ever made me mad enough. Like I never really cared.
Yeah.
But my husband, love him dearly.
80 talks about it. He waving
Let
his
me
finger. He
tell
like,
you, I said, wait a minute. I was looking, I'm like, am I still saved, Jesus? Like, am I okay? Because
Dang.
I didn't even know I could get like that. Like, I mean, he brings some things up. I didn't say,
buttons pushed that you didn't even know existed.
yeah, seriously. And that's the thing. It's like in your singleness or whatever in dating, like you don't give everybody parts of you that you give your spouse in a sense. So I think that those things like should be pruned out and worked on in marriage, which is to your point. I personally think that it's great to be married because it challenges you to be more like Christ in your marriage. Like I think dating is like, oh, I don't like this about this person. Oh, I'm gonna leave this person, or we're gonna break up. And someone put it like this. They said it's like practicing for divorce. And I do believe that because if you literally
can I get a button, producer?
I feel that not that button.
Wrong button.
Yeah, because if you're dating, I can't take y'all serious. I'm trying to stay on topic.
My bad.
No, seriously though, I think that when you are dating and you find these small things, I'm not talking about major red flags. I'm talking about these small things.
Oh, like the small guns.
Right, and you're like, oh, like okay. And I won't say any names, but I have a friend.
Yeah.
Literally, she went on a date and she's like, Armani, I just didn't like the way his ears look. I said, baby, I'm like, wait a minute.
That's really
I said, well, did you like this about him? Like, did you like? And I'm like, we're going down this list of all the positives. And I'm like, you're really willing. You can't work with this one negative. Now,
His
attraction is
ears.
important, but
Yeah.
ears?
I know.
Hey, some people
Trust
got
me,
their
I've
thing.
heard some stories. I will call all my friends out, okay? Because let me tell you, I've heard so many stories, and I'm
Yeah.
like, that I'm like, that's not the mindset to go into marriage. Like, we're looking for this picture perfect. Nobody wants to build with anyone anymore.
Ooh.
It's like, you want this
Ooh.
perfect person. You want this, especially in our community. Like, and y'all, I think I'm just fed up. So excuse my rant because I'm so frustrated with this.
Talk about it.
This
This is why we brought you on.
Talk about
Christian
it.
page. Seriously, this Christian on paper thing is like, okay, he got to be this. He has to be this. He has to be like saved for this many years. He got to serve on this many teams in the church. And I'm like, why can't your man be a man of God like outside of the church? Like, I think women need to be okay with the fact that a man of God is not just serving within the four walls of the church. He can be a man of God in his workplace. He could be leading people like with compassion and kindness. Like, that is a man. Like, does he have the attributes of Christ in his own lane?
Yeah.
And I'm going on a tangent,
And to
but
your
I'm
point,
just like,
I mean,
we need to stop that.
Yeah, if you actually only see that person, male or female, in the setting of the church, are they actually saved? Because it's really good to put on a front when you're at church. Oh, I'm on ushering team. I'm on media team. I'm on worship team. How do you treat the grocery worker at the store? Like, do you treat them at like trash? I don't know.
Right.
So that's
You
where
need
you
to
do
see some
find out
fruits.
in dating. So dang, you find out a lot about yourself in dating, more in marriage for sure. Like you said, you were gone on a point of like, I hear like, I want to talk about like the misconceptions of dating. Like, what are misconceptions of dating? Like you said, oh, you thought you had it all together. I think we all went there. Even me, I thought I was Mr. A perfect, A1. But in the dating and the courting scene, things start to come out of things that you have to work on. And your pride could be like, no, I don't got to work on that. Or you can humble yourself and actually figure it out. So what are additional misconceptions of dating in general or dating as a Christian?
Why are you looking at me?
Because I want you to start.
Yeah, I think realizing more about yourself and your weaknesses and all of that stuff. But also, I think taking off, like you said earlier, the pressure. But without also just going off of vibes the whole time. You know, like there's a fine balance, like a fine-tuned balance of like enjoy the getting to know each other. Yeah, have fun. Like, it's supposed to be fun, you know, not too much fun. But like, but still, like, don't be like, no, he has to like show this, and this, and I have to see, and I have to like just get to know him or her, and then like, but also have the future in mind, like not just we're just vibing, and it's been like 2 years and you're just vibing like
2 years.
Crazy.
But people do that though, like
Too long.
yeah.
They
So I
do
think it's
that.
a balance of like learning yourself, doing all the dating things, but then also involving mentors, involving like counsel and like figuring it out quick or quick enough that like, is this something I want to move forward with or not? You know?
Yeah.
For sure.
I think from a guy's perspective, not that I've done this, but I think a misconception could be the first person that you shoot your shot with or the person that you prayed about is the one. So you come in expecting everything to work out when it's like,
It don't.
hey, sometimes it don't. Sometimes it take the second or the third, but
Or
like
the fourth.
or the fourth. I'm not counting whatever number it takes, but that expectation that whoever you pursue is the one,
Right.
that is a misconception, right? I prayed, I fasted.
Yeah.
Lord.
No, that's another misconception. Like the heavens will open up and that God will
There
tell
we
you
talked
that
about
that
it.
is your spouse.
Talk
Like
about it, Marie.
you also have to just decide, you know, like it's not, you're not going to get some big signs, some big, every time.
Right.
Confirmation is important, but it's not like, it's not what you imagine it to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the heavens aren't going to open up and God isn't going to put a spotlight on this person.
Yeah.
Subtle.
Yeah.
He actually read a book that talked about that, Godly Waiting, Godly Dating by Miles Monroe. And he actually talked about that. That book is...
That's a good
hey,
book.
All
That's
you
a
out
good
there,
book.
all you young ones, or you in the dating season, it doesn't matter if you're young or old, doesn't matter. But
Right.
he talked about like having to choose, right? The Lord is going to give you criteria. He's going to give you things to follow, but like you also have to make the choice. Like he doesn't take away your free will,
Exactly.
even in this case, right? You have to
Exactly.
choose, you have to pursue. That's why I heard some quote recently is like, some people are seeking to marry the one they love instead of loving the one that they chose to marry.
That's That's good.
Yeah, and I think it's kind of like trying to have all the work done up front
Yeah.
instead of
Putting
putting
in
in
the
the work. Like you said, people
Putting in the
change and
work.
all of those things.
True
So
love.
Yeah, it's that press. Like
Yeah.
you actually have to press.
yeah, you gotta try press.
Because I
in.
think the person you date isn't the person you marry. And the person you marry isn't always going to be like the same, you know? Like there are foundational things I think that person has, but like I said, if we're learning each other
Yeah.
and we're learning ourselves, then we're always evolving. Like I feel like the things that I was into and doing versus the things that my husband was into and doing, like when we first started dating versus now, like we've changed so much since we got, and it's like, oh, do I like this new version? Like, okay, I might want to change my hair. He wants to change his hair. Okay, when we met, you had this, but now you want this. When
Right.
we met, I had this. You know what I mean? So it's like, what is the most important thing? And like, what is the foundation that you're building on? Is it what you liked about them in the beginning, or is it where you're going? So I think a lot about that. Like you find the person you love and you grow with that person. You're going on a journey with this person through every season of your life. So
Yeah.
it's like, who are you willing to do that with?
Yeah. That's really good. That's really good.
But-
Look, are you about to say something, Tali?
I was going to say
go ahead.
misconception, though, I wanted to
Yeah.
add.
Throw it in there.
He's not going to be everything on your list.
Oh,
Can we-
God. Oh.
No, seriously, because people write these lists.
No, the list be crazy.
But what's the percentage?
The
Like,
list-
can
the
he
list
be
in
like
their journal.
92% or like
I mean, I think it should be a
97?
pretty good percentage, though. I'm not saying
like there should be
settle.
non-negotiables.
Yeah,
but like
non-negotiables, but all the extra stuff.
yeah.
The extra
What's
stuff can
what's
go.
an example, Marie and Tali and Armand? What's an example of something that can be extra? Just one thing that you may have heard of on the list that
You
can be
said that's
extra.
extra.
That can be extra.
Like okay, the height thing is a big thing, right?
Okay.
And I feel like, well, for me, I think like 5'8", 5'9" is tall to me.
Oh.
But some people are like, it has to be 6'2" and up. Like,
But she's 4'11".
yeah, they'll be like 5'2", and you're talking about 6'2".
Right.
It's okay.
It's not on your blessing.
It's okay. But I think that's an extra. But I get
That's
the
good.
attraction thing because that is a
Yeah.
factor. But it shouldn't be like top 2 on your
Absurd.
list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tali, what's excessive? What you think?
I heard somebody say that he gotta own a gun.
He has to own a gun.
Like that's a non.
if he don't own a gun, he can't protect me.
he can't. He's not.
That is so
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
I've
That-
never heard that before.
Like
Really?
that's a non-negotiable.
That's very specific.
Yeah.
Like, what are you? First of all, what are you getting into that you feel like you have to have
He just
What
wants a man.
are you doing?
She just wants a man to up the toolie at like a moment's notice.
Hey. Okay.
I mean, yeah, some
Yeah.
people are like that.
Armani, give us one. What's a
I think I'll
criteria
stick
that
with
don't need to be on there?
He needs to be serving on 5 ministries at the church.
5 minimum.
Someone told me that. I was like,
Literally
wow.
5.
Somebody told
ser-
you that?
Yeah, sir. I'm not making
The number
this up.
5?
Yeah.
First of all,
He doesn't focus. That's a red flag. He can't focus.
that's
want-
so much time and energy.
It
He's
is.
Is he
jobless.
okay? He's
He
serving
doesn't
on
have a
5
job.
teams?
I
Hey.
can't make this
He
up.
doesn't have a job.
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
5. It stuck with me for a while.
You gotta
I was just
compromise
like,
on that.
wow. Yeah.
You want somebody with 5 teams? Okay, he doesn't have a job.
He doesn't have time for you.
too
He
much.
has no mental health. Like,
It's just I
Just gotta serve. That's all I do.
like, that guy is burnt
What's your
out.
hobby?
I have no words. That some people want that. I don't know.
Hey.
I guess it shows like how committed. Well, okay, this person thinks it shows how committed you are to God, but I don't.
But
That's,
that's
like,
not.
Yeah, what happens
Well,
when he
not
gets a
horny.
family, right? Your first
Yeah.
ministry is your family.
Okay,
Yeah.
We'll see.
they're number 6. It's like, a misconception.
Oh, you
that
got
I
another
was-
one.
Yeah,
Go
that I
ahead.
was thinking of. I think for me, like I'm in the opposite direction. Some people are like, yeah, I got it all together. Like I'm good. I know some people think that like, yo, I am not okay. I'm not good, and I don't think I should be with. They don't have like a good like benchmark
Of when they're ready.
of like when they're ready or like of their positives.
Okay.
Right.
They only look at like their negatives, and I think a misconception is that like some people think like they're so like lowly in the dirt that like they should even like talk to anybody. Like, don't even look. You're 29 and you feel like you should even look at anybody because it's just like, I am nothing. I am garbage. Like, nah, like relax. You have some negatives, but you gotta also look at your positives.
Yeah.
Can you? That's really good, Tyler. Can you look at the camera and say a word of encouragement to anyone that feels that way?
Anybody that feels that way, please dampen your negatives and up your positives. You have strengths. You're not. You're not lowly. You're not in the dirt. You're a good person.
Yeah.
And we love you for it.
That's really good. That's really good. We talked a lot about misconceptions. What are some expectations that people should
I
have
thought you were going
in
to
dating?
say conception.
What are some expectations that people should have while dating?
I mean, outside of a relationship with God, which I think is the most important, I think people limit it to that. Like, I think, how does this person communicate in challenging times? How does this person deal with things that I feel like challenging in their lives? Like, do they shut down? Do they withdraw? Yeah, I think communication is the biggest piece next to your relationship with God. But that's really
good.
foundation. I think that's foundational.
Yeah.
I
Expectations?
Expectations.
Maria, go ahead.
I was gonna say,
please.
I think a level of like self-awareness too. Like,
Yeah, that's good.
like
Yeah.
actually, do they know themselves? Like, are they okay? You know, like,
Are they okay?
because some people don't even like understand their own emotions or feelings, or like they don't know how to like cope with, like, kind of like what you said, even the communication, like they just shut down. Or but yeah, like emotional intelligence, self-awareness, I think is super important.
That's good.
Compassion.
Yeah.
Compassion and
That's so
understanding. I think on both sides, men and women, can you, like, stuff is going down. You're in a relationship with a person, stuff is going down in their life, and are you gonna help mitigate it? Are you gonna help with it? Or do you feel like, I mean, this person's going through stuff, but I need them.
Right.
I mean, but what do you even need them for? Like, they're going through something. Like, do you have compassion?
Yeah.
It sounds basic, but you kind of find out that, like, some people, it's like, it's not that they're even being selfish. They're just like, they have this like expectation of like what it is like to be in a relationship with somebody. It's like, yo, I need you 100% of the time,
Right.
all the time. And if I'm going through, I need you there. And it's like, this person, you need them, but this person is like,
Going through it.
They're going through it, and it's like you don't have the compassion heart to be like, all right, do your thing, or let me help you do your thing, or whatever. So I think that's an expectation.
It's like,
good.
it's just selfish. It's like me.
Yeah.
You forget dating is about both.
What about
people.
you? What about them? What about us? You know what I'm saying?
That's sweet.
I think I have a mixed misconception and expectation. I think it is, how do I phrase it? Like, you should expect to put in effort to attract the other person. I think one misconception is that it's like, come as you are, right? Like, you don't
Is
put.
that one?
This is how I expect. Like, it's like, come as you are. Like, you don't try to attract the other person. It's like, people are gonna love me how I am.
I see what you're
There
saying.
is an element where you should put your best foot forward,
Right.
right? And
I
some
do-
people are
yeah,
like,
I agree.
I'm standing here, I'm not putting no feet forward. Like, the person for me is supposed to be here for me. But even in nature, there's an art to attracting the other person. Like, work on yourself, work on whatever
Yeah.
it be,
Yeah.
your skills, your communicate. Work on being funny. You could practice being funny.
That is silly.
Work on dressing, or get a haircut, or
Yeah.
whatever it may
Don't
be.
stink.
You know, I'll let y'all talk, but women don't stink. That's a
big one.
that is a big
That's
one.
a real thing.
Because some people think like, oh, is dating like just take me as I am,
Right.
and you don't put in any effort.
Yeah.
So that's what I think is like a misconception, and the expectation should be the other person is actually trying to attract me as well. Like, we're not just coming here just a click by chance. Like there's a little bit of effort. Like, you smile, you get compliments, you do things like that. I think that should be an expectation in the dating scene. Like, figure out what the other person likes. Like, try to do things that they like or whatever it may be.
I actually have a funny story about that. The reason why I said that, John, is I went on like a study date with somebody, and it's a study date. I get it. I'm not asking somebody to, I'm not expecting them to be like dressed to the nines or whatever, something
But
like
just
that.
don't stink.
Just don't stink. And so I go there. I don't stink. I smell good.
I don't stink.
I'm wearing like good clothes. I don't stink. Person came date. I'm sorry. That was the last time I
Sorry
spoke.
to that girl.
That's the last time I spoke to her. Cause
It happened.
she was studying. But she's been studying. And I don't know how long she was studying, but she came smelling ripe. And I was not pissed, but I was like,
the audacity.
I'm in mine, right? Like,
Some girls watching like, dang, I went to the library with him.
she doesn't see this. Well, if she does, now you know.
Did you tell her though?
Nah, I didn't know her that well. I didn't know her like well enough. No. See, that's the thing.
You could have hinted at it. You could have been like, oh, did you just come from the gym?
So
Right, that could have been a
crazy.
seed. That
'Cause
could
I
have
know
been a
she
seed
didn't
you
hit the gym.
planted.
Huh?
I said that could have been a seed you planted.
I don't think it was my place. Because that was
my goodness.
our second date, first or second date.
See, 2 dates.
But
that's
that's
like
crazy. You're coming boofing on the second date. It's crazy. Come boofing like I'm talking about
don't
like
ever come boofing.
no, but I mean like
maybe
if we 6-7 months in
Right.
and you boofing, it's like yeah, we 6-7
Like
months
you got
in,
an
we
off
locked
day.
in. Yeah, we locked in. Second date,
Yeah,
that's kind of crazy.
that's fair.
All right
fair.
then. So that's the reason why I said that.
Oh man.
Sorry.
You heard it here. Don't stink. Don't stink.
Sorry, girl.
Oh man.
We need to say, look, I'm a sucker for people and their struggles. So I feel like you also have to give people like time. Okay, I'm not saying I'm not justifying her smelling, but I think that we should give people an opportunity to do
grow.
better.
Yeah.
To
That
grow.
makes sense.
You know what I mean?
But
Like
first impression is everything.
what if she didn't know though? Like think about it. If you show up on a date and you stink that bad, you probably didn't know.
And therein lies with what Marie said earlier, self-awareness.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah,
You know, I
that's
can't. That's fair. You should be aware. Okay.
You should be aware of that
Yeah.
one little thing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
What if she had COVID
man.
and she couldn't smell?
Then why would she run with
Red flag. She came in infected you with COVID
And she stink.
Yeah, that's crazy. She's sick and she's sick.
and decided to go on a date
Yeah.
and ruin his
And
life.
ruin my life.
That's ridiculous. Oh man.
God
Shout out to
forbid.
her.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
I got like one more question for you. We talked about all the ins and outs of datings and things like that. I am not as chronically online as some people in the cast
Why'd you point at me like that?
because
Yeah, I know.
yeah, we know.
It's true.
But I kind of want to get a sense from you all's perspective, and you probably don't know Armani, so you could talk about historically, like what did the dating scene look like during that time? I hear all the time, garbage, ain't nobody good, trash this, trash that. Is that really how y'all see it? Do you guys really see the dating scene from your perspective of what you see as being trash? Like there isn't really many options, or are people just looking in the wrong place? Or to Armani's point, are people being too picky? What do you all think?
I think it's so funny when y'all all look.
Everybody always look at her.
I know, you can't help it.
She knows
It's
she's
like,
a focal point.
Wait, say your question one more time.
What is in simple terms, like what is your perspective
dating
of the dating
scene.
scene? What does it look like?
I think it's really interesting how people expect to find their person only in church or like only in their community,
Yeah.
which I think is unrealistic.
Yeah.
yeah.
Obviously that's like ideal because then you know the people, you know their community, all that. But I also think with like the dating scene or whatever, I think one of the dangers of that is people only seeing the opposite sex as a potential. Like people don't know how to just be friends or just how to have like healthy relationships with the opposite sex.
Yeah.
It's like they scan the room and it's like, okay, he could be.
That's my
not him.
husband.
Yeah, and it's like,
Good, who that?
Right.
like you can just enter the room and just enter.
Be
Like you don't
normal.
have to be thinking about,
Yeah.
is this person the one?
Yeah. That's good.
There's so much like pressure. I feel like that people put on themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about y'all? What does the dating scene look like to y'all?
I mean, they say it's full of piss, but I don't think that's true.
Right.
Yeah, they say they're dating. That's what they say. The dating pool is full of urine.
Oh,
I don't believe that though. I feel like people are in this day and age with the internet and all that. And I call them hypogeticals, like hypo, like
Okay.
ghetto.
Tale word of the day. You're gonna
Yeah.
have to give us a definition.
It's
sir.
not a real word. It's just like hypotheticals, but like ghetto.
I like that.
Thank you. You know, they have like these situations because they push content for like engagement and stuff like that to make people talk and argue, and that's how they make their money. They just, you know, oh, he got to have
XYZ.
500K. She got to have a
Right.
big open. She got to this and that one. This one they got to have that. And it's like through that, through that, people's standards have not necessarily like been upped or anything. Like they've been
Skewed.
It's like skewed and airtight. So there's no room for change. So people become like kind of picky. Even like you would think that in the church it'll be a little different, but even in the church, it's actually worse.
Oh.
I think it's even worse because it's just like now there's just like this added pressure of like, oh, is he a leader?
Does he
Is
speak
she a
in tongues?
Proverbs 31 girl?
Right.
Can he speak in tongues?
Yeah.
Can she pray the house down? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and if you don't fit that criteria, if you're not a pastor or you're not like a lady evangelist, or she's not a pastor. Lady evangelist, shout out to CAC. Sorry, that's the CAC in me.
Yeah.
If she's not a pastor, if she's not like a worship leader, if he's not a worship, you know, they kind of cut that person off. Like, you
Don't
know,
give him a chance.
they not even like exactly. And if like somebody approaches or she's like talking to them, he's like, nah, she's not even on the radar.
Yeah.
He's not even on the radar. So I think there's like good people. I was about to say candidates. That sounds so wild. There's good people in their community and outside the community. Because to speak to Marie's point, you know, a lot of people are in this day and age. They're like, it's harder for them to make friends outside of their church.
Yeah.
Because of the safety of church. It's like let's say you go to I'm about to get wild guys. You go to a happy hour. Whoa!
Oh, snap.
Or you go to like some type of like third space hangout, like that. You know, they talk about third spaces online. And you're like, I don't know if this person's saved or not.
Right.
Okay,
Just ask.
talk
a
to them.
conversation. Yeah.
Talk to them.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
you know, people be scared. They scared. You know, so
yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Armani, I'm going to ask you a simpler question because you said you have friends who are probably still single and things like. From what you hear and what you think from the time that you were in your dating season, do you think it's worse or better?
I don't think that it's worse.
Okay.
I can't say I don't have a stance in that. Like I think that it's people out there, and you just go outside. You know, put yourself in environments
That's
where
good.
you can find the person. Yeah, like I think people put labels on it when it's not working out for them. But I think that there are millions of people in the world. Like there's somebody for everyone.
That's really good.
I think
As
just
what
go outside.
Manny Wells would say, maybe you've been looking in the wrong place.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, that's really good. Man,
Yeah.
thank y'all for coming to this episode. I really appreciate it. Hey, crowd, can you give us some round of applause for having these amazing guests? No, max power. Don't up it down. Thank you so much. Like, we really appreciate having you all. But before you go, tell the people where they can find you. Say hi, stalk you, or maybe don't do that. They will block you. But just tell the people where they can find you. Say hi.
Hi, I'm on Instagram at Marie Vienne.
At Marie Vienne and
By Armani. That's so awkward.
by Armani.
Y'all can DM me. I'm an open book. I have a lot to say. about these things.
A lot of wisdom. A lot of wisdom. But with that, y'all, it's a wrap.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. Thanks for coming.
Yeah. God, you been good, you changed my life. Trusting in your will, not thinking twice. Shining on the hill just like a light. I would never buy into the hype.